My stepsister turned everyone against me with lies, so I turned her future into dust. My stepsister Olivia had turned our house into her personal kingdom, and I was the intruder she wanted gone. She moved in 3 years ago when my dad married her mom, which apparently meant she could act like she owned everything. She'd claimed the bigger bedroom without asking, took over the living room TV schedule, and held court at the dinner table where somehow I always ended up sitting in the wobbly chair by the kitchen door. Her harassment against me started small, but never stopped. First, she borrowed the watch my late grandfather left me and sold it online for concert tickets, then told dad I'd traded it for video games. When relatives sent birthday money, she'd steal it from my dresser, and then when I asked her about it, she'd say, "Nobody sent you anything, you must have imagined it." By junior year, she was sabotaging me in calculated ways. She intercepted my report cards from the mailbox and changed my grades with Photoshop before showing it to our parents, making them think I was failing while she looked perfect. They grounded me for months while she went to parties. When I started dating a girl, she made fake Instagram accounts and DM'd my girlfriend edited screenshots of me talking to other girls, causing a massive breakup in the school cafeteria that everyone witnessed. Then she even called my part-time boss pretending to be school administration, saying I'd been suspended for fighting. He replaced me before I could explain, and I lost the job I'd worked at for 2 years. Each violation hit harder than the last, but nothing compared to what came next. I'd finally saved enough for a $1,400 gaming laptop after 8 months of overtime shifts and skipping lunches. But this wasn't just any laptop. It had 6 months of my coding work for an internship I'd been promised at a tech startup. My future depended on the program I'd been building. One day I came home to find my bedroom door ajar with the lock scratched and damaged. My desk was empty and my laptop was gone. My hands trembled as I searched everywhere, knowing that the internship deadline was in 3 days and I had no backup. Racing downstairs, I found Olivia sprawled on the couch with her new rose gold iPhone. I asked her if she knew where my laptop was, and she nodded her head. Then she laughed when my face went white. I already sold it on Craigslist for $800 cash. The iPhone was on sale, but mom wouldn't buy it, so I used her laptop instead. When I explained about the internship, about the months of work, about my entire future vanishing with that laptop, she just shrugged. "You should have backed it up. It's not my fault." My parents sat at the kitchen table looking exhausted when I told them what she had said. "She's going through a tough time. You should be understanding and let this go." 3 days later, I lost the internship. 6 months of work, gone. My future, sold for a phone. I spent the next 2 weeks in a haze of anger that slowly turned into something colder. Every time I saw Olivia with that rose gold iPhone, something twisted in my stomach. Then I started noticing her obsessive routine. She filmed herself dancing every night from 8 to midnight, reviewing footage for hours and deleting old takes to save space. Her mom mentioned her Juilliard audition deadline was March 15th, and everything clicked. This was her only shot at her dream school, and she kept everything on that phone with no backups because she was paranoid about people stealing her choreography. March 14th arrived, and I watched her practice until 1 in the morning, finally getting her perfect take. She passed out immediately after, exhausted from hours of dancing. Her phone sat charging on the nightstand like always. I waited until 3 before creeping into her room. My hand stayed steady as I unplugged her phone and slipped it into my pocket. The same phone she'd bought by destroying my future. I left a note with her exact words. "You should have backed it up. It's not my fault." The drive to McDonald's took 12 minutes, and the Craigslist buyer was already waiting in the parking lot. The same guy who'd bought my laptop. He counted out 820s without asking questions and drove away with 6 months of her work. Back home, I slid the cash under her door and went to bed. The screaming started at 10 the next morning. "Where is it? Where is it?" Olivia was hysterical about the noon deadline and her missing phone. When my dad asked if I took it, I shrugged and pointed to her door. "There's $800 under there with a note. Maybe she sold it herself." He couldn't argue with the logic, especially when she couldn't explain why someone would steal her phone but leave the money for it. The Juilliard deadline came and passed. Her mom called begging for an extension, but they said no. She ended up at community college while I rebuilt my project and started my computer science program at State University. The last time we spoke, she said, "I know what you did." I repeated her words back. "You should have backed it up." Some people never learn that every action has consequences.